I left my blue cap hat because I think this is cap, but we got to talk about it. I don't know if y'all seen the video that's kind of going viral with the guy on a date with this sister, and she's having a fit about him taking her to Cheesecake Factory. Even though me personally, I don't like Cheesecake Factory, but I don't think it's the worst place in the world. I just kind of was a little upset that the cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory was trash, and now I'm just jaded. But there's a whole video that's going viral. Now, I don't know if this video is real or if this video is fake. Anytime I see something on the internet, I immediately call cap. That's why I was looking for my patented blue hat, but I moved it out of here in anticipation for this and didn't bring it back in. But I'm gonna call cap. But I want y'all to take a look at this video because we got to talk a little bit about this. Okay, we're gonna assume for purposes of me giving a take on this that this video is a real video, and we're gonna talk about it. And after we talk about this video too, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about. I got an interesting story because I had to confirm with the wife because I couldn't remember at what stage in our relationship, if we was just cool or we were dating, that I was doing some of the wild, wild stuff that I was doing. We're gonna talk about that, but let's go ahead check out this video real quick. Let's check out this video so we can one get a good laugh. Oh, let me give a shout out to the channel too before I get on. It's called like Hood TV Production. That channel name cool as hell. Like you expect them to have some grimy, some grimy stuff on here. But let's check out this video. Then we're gonna talk about it. This is dating. Somebody's thinking that a restaurant not meeting their expectation, and let's see how this guy handles it. I'm probably gonna pause it a few times. Video's about 6 minutes. I'm probably gonna pause it a few times because y'all know DFD got a lot of gray hair. If I don't pause it, I might miss something. Let's jump in.
Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Okay.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it?
See, hey, all right. First of all, hey, I'm gonna call cap on this whole video, but let's take it at face value, okay? Dating, she'd immediately got out of my car. Hey, I'm just saying, hey, I know how I was. If you'd have caught me in my early 20s, I wasn't the refined jokester that I am now. But so two things that I'm not feeling the response. Hey, someone who looks like this shouldn't go to Cheesecake Factory. Like, I would just be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't think you just like. I don't know. I think you all, as much as you're talking about Cheesecake Factory, you're probably about dressed for like Ruby Tuesdays. Like, yeah. Like, so I mean, you want like Ruth Chris dressed up. You're like, yeah, maybe a notch below Cheesecake Factory, like Checkers. I don't know, but let's go and finish this video.
I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at, when you take out a beautiful woman,
oh my goodness,
and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe.
All right, let's just look at this image right here that's on the screen real quick. Let's just take a look at it. If that image is right there on the screen, and we go hold that again. I'm calling cap on this video, but everybody talking about it. Somebody sent it to me. Let's assume that this video is real, right? This is just my personal opinion. Any woman who would get in the vehicle and immediately have an attitude like that, she never liked you or remotely found you attractive in the first place. Okay, like I never understood that. I even had to ask my wife, and we kind of jaded because we've been married so long. So, ladies, help me. Like, I don't understand why would a woman even go on a date with a guy who she wasn't probably physically attracted to, unless she just want a free meal. Isn't that the only reason? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just don't see any reason why would a woman go on a date with a guy who she's not attracted to. Like, because if she was attracted to him, I seriously doubt she would get in the car and have all of this attitude and everything. I just can't see it happen. I remember when I met my wife. I remember we was in the military, real young, and I remember, we were just hanging out a couple of times, going to clubs with mutual friends and everything. And I don't know how the conversation came up, and I remember her expressly saying something like, "Okay," she said something like, I don't date younger guys." And I was like, "Okay," like when she said, "I don't date younger guys," I was like, "Okay." She just never met a guy like me before. I could get over that hurdle. If she would have been like, "Oh no, I just don't think you're my type. I don't find you attractive at all," I'd have kept it moving. But I just don't see why a woman would go out on a date with a guy who just she doesn't like. I mean, outside of a free meal, courting and a date are different in my book. Courting is after a date, right? I feel like courting is like when I'm doing the really, really extremely nice stuff. I think that's different than an actual date. Yep, a free meal. Nah. Yep, boy, she has mistreated him. And it was funny because my wife told me, my wife told me that she knows a person who doesn't even like guys, but every time they go to the club, she have guys buying everybody drinks. Like I'm like, golly, man, I don't know. Maybe times is just goofier now. And she's like, yeah, she just does that because guys offer to do it. I don't know. I think that's a little bit wild, but I think that's extremely crazy to do. Like if you don't think a guy is your speed, don't even go out on a date with him. For what? It's not gonna go nowhere. But dating and courting is different. And the last thing before we play this video is that's wild because I think Cheesecake Factory is actually an upgrade. Because I'm the type of person, I don't care how much paper I got. Like a first date for me, a first date for me, like I can remember like date my wife. I'll take her to like a hood spot. Like, oh, we're gonna go to this hood spot where the food is mad dope. You don't even got a place to sit in. It's in the hood. You got to get your food and get the hell out. Okay. They don't want you sitting around. You may have to carry a pistol when you go. You got to keep your head on the swivel because the place get robbed every so often. I actually took her to a place like that. Then we had to leave and eat it in the car. Cause like, hey, you just meeting somebody, you can't take them. You're not gonna take, hey, she's not gonna take you back to her spot. Eat it in the car. As after we got to our location where we was gonna go for the second stage. But I think that's wild because I think a date should be kind of creative personally. But let's finish this. And I immediately gave this guy goofy vibes because I don't know. I think he was a little bit too polite for me. He might have been a little bit too polite for me for somebody who got this much attitude.
To respect you.
Oh my gosh, he's the worst.
To pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
what did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car,
that's extremely corny.
I
agree.
Hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Okay. When I got to your apartment to pick you up. You didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
maybe
I don't
we're not
know
there.
yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
but
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at
Everything that she expects, she wanted right now. But the stuff that he expects of just her like holding my hand when I was walking out, she said we not there yet. I think I did everything I was supposed to do. I got my. It's all about I. But that's a common thing. That's why we got this whole toxic ass red pill, blue pill. What do you bring to the table? Are you gonna make my life better? Oh, that's corny. Like nobody has an understanding of the concept that people have to mutually make each other better. Everybody looking for what's in their own best interest. And I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, however they look at it, that's why a lot of people probably gonna have some long, old ass, boring lives. And I don't think it's cool being in your 70s when your hip hurt, having to bug your kids or some shit. Like, I don't want to be in that situation.
I mean,
look at my plan where we were gonna go originally.
see, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
This is where I got some faith in the guy. First, I was like, this dude kind of goofy. But when he said no, I was like, okay, maybe he got a little backbone.
I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour. And so I was waiting downstairs.
This dude crazy as hell. All right. 4 p.m. and he waited an hour for her to come downstairs. Looking like that, if you was upstairs for an hour, I expect you to go through a whole metamorphosis. You better come out like you about to walk. Is she? Is she for somebody who an hour late? Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like you could have threw that together. I don't know. Like, maybe it's the attitude is just making the look bad for me. That that could possibly it. Hey, but no way. Hey, real quick, let me tell you a quick story. And I had to ask my wife because I didn't know if we were dating or we were just kind of kicking it before that dating stage. Because I don't know if I ever told y'all this, but I'm like kind of a Neanderthal, like I maybe when I was in like, I don't know, high school or something was when I overtly would be like, hey, we should date. Want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? As an adult, I did it completely unconventional and I would never recommend it as son. I would just kick it. And then after kicking it for a while, I'm like, okay, we've been kicking it for a while. At some point, I would just make an affirmative statement, letting the other person know that you are my girl, I'm your guy. And they just was like, okay. Like I literally did that because I had to ask. I wasn't sure. I was like, I know I did some wild stuff, but sure enough, yep. My wife had me rolling. She was like, no. She was like, it was. We was out somewhere, and I guess some guy came up to her, and I wasn't there immediately, and asked was she single, and I was like, no. I was like, nah, cuz. I was like, nah, bro. She taking. What you talking about? She just was like, okay. And it just kind of turns into that based off my caveman ways, which aren't recommended. But when it comes to waiting, right? At one point early on, we were going somewhere. And I said, hey, I need you to be ready at this specific time. Okay. I'm outside waiting because I didn't want to go up. She's like, okay, I come down. I'm waiting. Like 5 minutes go by. Yeah, I treat it like class in college. After 15 minutes, you can leave. So 15 minutes came by. She wasn't down there. I had some place to go. I left. So I left. I don't think it was when we were dating. I think it was when we were just kicking it. She said it was when we were dating. I don't know, because if we were dating, I probably would have gave her 20 minutes instead of 15. But in any event, that was probably like the first real discussion we had that I could probably classify as an argument. Good. Needless to say, I'm real. I think when you mess with somebody's time, that's disrespect. It's two ways to disrespect the person: messing with their time and talking to them crazy. Those two things that I just can't take. after we had that conversation, I guess I could say that, hey, anytime we had to go somewhere, she was on time, but she did what you think most women would do. She was always on time. And once we got married, now she always late again. And I can't leave because I'm already vested. But yeah, I understand Buddy's issue because I'm telling you, if we going somewhere, you not on time, I'm not waiting no goddamn hour. I don't care if you Halle Berry, or whoever you want to call it.
I understand.
For an hour, right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there. Nice. And while we're in the parking lot.
I feel like at this point, the potential date is already ruined.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant that's like, equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong.
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh no, he didn't.
Okay. She said, "Oh no, he didn't." All right. So again, hey, at the beginning of this video, I was like, "Hey, this soft-spoken dude is kind of soft, right?" But hey, even though he's soft-spoken, he kind of toughened up. And again, I'm calling cap on this video. I don't know the authenticity, the genuineness of this, but I thought this was interesting when he was like, "You know what? Let's just call it a date." Watch how her tone changed immediately. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean, isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Now she want to compromise. Nah, it was either A or B. You didn't want A, you recommended B. Now she want to come up with options C, D, and E. This is so crazy. But shout out to him for having a spine. Like, hey, shout out to you, dude.
If I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
He's a terrible person.
I mean, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Now just bitter that she's gonna have to make her eat a Lunchable or something. She probably don't know how to cook.
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why
she knows she about to be hungry.
Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken everyone.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
You've broken everyone. Good for you, dude. He even.
All right, whatever.
He even taking her back home, like kicking her out the car.
I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Now she's thinking of what she gonna eat for dinner.
I understand where you're coming from.
Don't change that. That's crazy as hell, right? I call cat. That can't be. That video can't be real. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That video can't be real. There's no way it's real. If that video is real, I think that's crazy and wild because couldn't have been me. And I'm a pretty calm, level-headed guy, but I could be petty too. So like okay, you want to go to Chez Maurice's? I drove to Chez Maurice's, got out, ordered me something, and been like, I don't know who you with. You gotta pay your own bill. But I thought that was crazy. But I don't know. I think that's kind of indicative of our culture, our society. I'm be honest. I just think that's just kind of how dating is. I think I can remember at one point, and this was before like Instagram was even popping like that. I can remember going on a date back in the day where what was it that was jumping? I'm old, so it might have been something like MySpace or something. And on their phone the whole time, on their phone the whole time, on their phone the whole time. And if you out with a nice looking woman, other people will let you know, fellas, if your woman look nice. Cause I can remember walking in, other guys was like, they were pointing, giving thumbs up. But I was like, they were on their phone all the time, doing all that stuff. And I think that's just kind of, I don't know. I think that's just kind of how the culture is. He handled it well and didn't get upset. Nah, I mean, yeah, he handled it well and didn't get upset. I don't think I would have got upset. I'm just the type of person like, hey, if something already, if this date is already going downhill, I might as well entertain myself. So I'm not necessarily saying I would have yelled or fussed or anything like that, but like I don't know, like I like to entertain myself. If I could get a good laugh out of it, trust me, I would have found a way to get a good laugh. But I thought that was crazy. Good for him. He left. He left, but he did too much damn talking. Man, guys don't care. Guys watching that like, oh, he was just a simp. I know how to handle her. That's how guys think. Guys don't think like whatever happened to that other dude over there, that was a him problem. That's how guys we all think I mean, y'all don't think like that, ladies. I feel like guys, that's how we think. Like, oh man, that was his problem because he didn't know what he was doing. He was too soft. And so, guys, we generally think independent. So we don't really take into consideration what the other guy did or didn't do. Whatever he did or didn't do, that unilaterally was on him. But I don't know. I think it's just we gotta. I mean, society is just so jacked up. I was just telling somebody like, man, you know what songs didn't age well? Joyner Lucas, I'm feeling like Will. Like, God, like I can remember when everybody was like, oh, Will and Jada relationship goals, and I'm just like, oh, they know. Were they ever relationship goals? Like, yo, we got to stop putting our faith in relationships that we see on TV and see as celebrities, man, because everybody got their own problems. And probably the more wealthy and famous you are, the bigger that your problems are probably going to be. It's been just like, I don't know, it's just been divorce after divorce after divorce, problem after problem after problem. I don't even listen to anything that Jada Pinkett says. Like the meme says it's on the internet. The only Jada that I recognize is Jada Kiss the rapper. Because I don't know. I think it's just absolutely insane like to keep putting your household bit. I don't know about y'all, like, hey, but where I grew up is I grew up in the time where, hey, whatever happened in this house, hey, it's gonna stay in this house, and we gonna figure that shit out, or not figure it out. But it ain't gonna be everybody business. But I don't know. It could be a business thing though. People probably because I think she got a book out. I don't know who the hell would buy Jada Pinkett's book. Y'all really want to read that book? How to Lose a Guy in 1,000 Ways. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to read that book, but we got to stop putting faith and expectations in relationships based on what we see from people who are most visible. Don't give a damn about Jeezy, Jada, Will, Beyonce. Man, all of that's BS. Ignore all that stuff. The only people you should probably talk to is like Mr. Jenkins, who been married to Mrs. Jenkins for 60 years. Those are the people I give a damn about. I want to get all the gems from them because I could give a less about what rich people and rich people problems. I can't relate to that. I got to talk about average people with average people problems, and those are the real examples you should get to. In that last video I put up, I talked about ways that you're gonna make a stupid mistake, and one of the most important ones was by asking people for advice who aren't qualified to give you advice. So I think that's it. I think that was a crazy ass video though. It's just a cold game out here. Like, yo, dating is hard out here because everybody feed into all of this social media stuff. Like it's you just won't believe how hard it is for just two people to be like, hey, you got some shit, I got some shit. Let's put our best foot forward. But a lot of times I see people approach it like, well, I'm not gonna do these certain things because these are things that I would only do if I was married, or like I don't know. I just find that crazy. I don't understand like what's wrong with you be the best version of you, I'll be the best version of me. We'll put everything together and it work out, and I don't worry about what you bring to the table or what I bring to the table because we just gonna cop this dope ass table and just put shit on it together. But I don't know. Those those are wild. I agree. There's no way that could be real. Uh, she thought she was all that. She wasn't even that. Like, I mean, she was alright, but like, I feel like the last time I went to Cheesecake Factory, I saw women who probably looked better than her and was probably dressed as fly, if not flyer than her. Like, you're not above Cheesecake Factory, especially for you to take an hour long. If you take an hour longer, and I actually was stupid enough to sit there and wait for you, when you come down, you better be floating on a cloud with a little cherub floating over your shoulder playing the violin, and you'd better float to the goddamn car. For an hour, like I don't know. I just don't think like okay, she was a decent looking sister, but nah, all that extra stuff she was doing was over the top. Yeah, she did, but she wasn't half of what she said. I agree. I just don't. I don't know. Like I've I've seen nicer looking women just like coming from the gym buying groceries, coming from the gym all sweaty and perspiring than her appearance. That's why I don't think that could be real. Because like I don't know. I just can't see the whole thing being recorded like that. And if it was being recorded, what did she record it on? Like, was it a? Because don't when you live stream stuff like that and you go back and replay it, won't you see like the comments and all the people who are watching and giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a heart or something like that? I don't know. I call cap on it. But if it was real, hey, shout out to that dude. He was soft spoken as hell. Probably a little bit more soft spoken than I can ever be. That dude had the patience of Job from the Bible. Because DFB ain't got it. But if it was real, shout out to him for hey, handling it like an adult, but also having a backbone. Me, I would have probably got more entertainment value out of it. Like it would have been funny to end the date, but it would have been fucking hilarious to end the date after you already drive to the restaurant and be like, I'm not going that way. I stay on the opposite end of town. Like you got to pick your petty, right? How could you be petty with somebody who essentially control all of the cars? You're in his car. He was going to pay for the meal. I don't care where you go. The only thing you do is got yourself together and came downstairs, which is what you would have had to do anyway if you were actually going to go to Subway or wherever it is you normally wait at. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that video in the comments. I think there are terrible people out there, and I think she is one of them. But I think this video is fugazi. Yo, that's it for this video. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, next video on Wednesday, we're going to talk about how to get a 2% mortgage, a 3% mortgage, and this current 8, 9 interest rates high as hell right now. But we're going to talk about assumption of mortgage. What man would really allow you to record him that long and disrespect him for the worst? That's what I'm thinking. But that's my thing, right? This is right up there with like, I saw another one where like I don't know. That's the other thing. Once you watch one of these whack ass videos, a bunch of them pop up. But I saw another one where like I don't know. I want to say a lady caught her boyfriend cheating, but she kind of like got her friend to like, hey, act like you like him to see what he do. That's stupid. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But I think all of that stuff is cap. I don't know. I don't think the softest spoken guy would allow a live stream recording of you kind of getting disrespected. I don't even think Job from the Bible, who probably was the most patient man on the planet, like, nah, Job would have been like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, what it say in the Bible? Thou shalt not want. That's what I'd have said when she'd have went to that. I want to go to this restaurant. I'm like, thou shalt not want. Now get the hell out of the car. But I think it's cap. It was all BS. Hey, define your own relationships. don't end up on these red pill, blue pill. Everybody got a podcast with a bunch of single women sitting on there and some guy giving a stupid ass analogy that doesn't even make sense. Like, yo, all that stuff is corny. Listen to yourself, listen to your partner, listen to the person you're with. That's probably the first and real last person you want to talk to out here. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good evening. Be safe out here. Peace.